Hey everyone, Sir Jellybean here, and we're back with another CallToArms Gates of Hell-Ostfront tutorial. And this time we're talking Russian field guns and artillery. So just to tell you something, for some reason, editor won't let me actually place infantry on these weapons. So we're not going to be able to fire these, but we can fire the 305mm coastal gun. It won't let me put troops on them for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe the editor's a bit glitched. So we'll just have to bear with what we can do. But we do have a makeshift firing range as well, and in this video we'll be going through what the weapons have access to, their effectiveness, the ranges, and my opinion on them. So let's start with the smallest thing, and this is technically a piece of artillery. It's the Ampulomet, which launches these small Molotov glass ambuls. That has a range of, I think, it's not that far, it's so much further than I thought. It's 110, and as you can see, this thing launches Molotovs. It's not most accurate, but this thing is very powerful. It can take out any tank or any infantry in the game because it is a Molotov launcher. So if you can be quite effective, the 125mm ball, so fairly chunky, as you can see, if you've got a tank close by, you can make a deadly thing with it. Definitely a useful weapon. Very, very dangerous in conquest when they're hidden in the bushes. I hate them as the Germans. They've caused me a lot of grief, but a very fun little tool. In real life, the glass ambuls, these things were prone to smashing and breaking on the way to it, and breaking in the barrel, I believe. That's why it never really got, that widespread use, and it's kind of forgotten by history. Then we've got the 76mm BPK, which is like a recoilless rifle, similar to the German one that unlocks in the kind of paratrooper line. It's quite effective. It says it has 62mm penetration, but I think the armor pierce has a bit more. Its range is about 170, yeah, just shy. So it is quite effective. It's not too bad on the accuracy. You can hit things, but I wouldn't rely on it for anti-tank, but it does bring a nice little bit of high explosive damage, but nothing I'd use personally, but it can be quite cool if you're doing like a paratroopers light infantry run. Then we've got the old 76mm OB-25, which is like a short stubby field gun. It looks a bit more like an AT gun. It has a range of 160? Yeah, 160. It brings 40 HE and 10 high explosive anti-tank. So it is a bit similar to the German field gun. It's quite powerful if we load the HE. It's got a bit of a kick to it. You don't see it as much, I've noticed, from the AI of the Russians, but it's not a bad little gun. It will definitely do damage, as you can see there. It's absolutely blown the crap out of that tank. We'll just switch it over just to show the damage it can do. As you can see, that's crippled the hull, so that's quite effective, to be fair. So definitely something to use. Good range, quite cheap as well. Not bad, just a bit of a crappy gun shield. The troops at the left, at right, are quite vulnerable to machine gun fire. Next, we've got the 76mm. This is like an actual field gun, more design thing. This comes with 40 high explosive rounds, but it's pretty powerful. I think it's got similar range, about 160, I believe. Yep, just up to 160, and as you can see, also packs a punch. If it hits, it's quite a big gun. It's got a pretty quick reload speed. It's not a bad little field gun, but it's not as good as some of the stronger ones, but can do a bit of damage. But I'd probably pass that by and go for something bigger, like 122mm or something like that. Next, we've got the 76mm light field gun. This is definitely a field gun. It has 24 armor piercing rounds and 25 high X. Has a range, I think, about 170? Was it? Oh no, 190. Just shy of 190. So it's very long range. It does. It's even though it's 107mm, it does pack a bit of a punch. Oh no, it's not. This is 76mm field gun. Sorry. What was I reading off then? I've just confused myself completely. Did I say 107mm? I meant 76, my apologies. But it's got that long barrel, so it's got a higher velocity. But it is quite powerful. It's definitely not a bad little anti-tank gun, and they're quite effective, and they have decent range. Well, very good range, actually, so it's definitely a good support weapon. Next, we have a 76mm light field gun. That's where I must have got that from. It's another light field gun. But this is just a short-barreled version, so it won't have as much oomph. And its range is just shy of 180. It carries armor piercing 25 and high explosive 25, and as you can see, it's definitely not penetrating. It's just the shortened version. It's not as good. I'd stick to that one, to be fair, but it's L50.3 over the L30. That's the length of the barrel. Next, you've got the 122mm howitzer, 20 high explosive shells, 10 smoke phosphorus. So as you can see, this thing is powerful. It's got quite a good range, if I remember correctly. It's 220. Oh no, it's more. Wow. Oh, it's a lot more. I've definitely forgot. 330 meters range. Let's pump a high X round in. It does miss, but we've also got white phosphorus. Now these can sometimes light things on fire. We'll pump one out just for a laugh. This is a very good howitzer. I've versed it. It's crippled things like King Tigers and stuff. Very powerful, very heavy, and it's quite small for the size of the gun, so you can do a lot of damage and will be quite difficult to spot, so it's definitely something worth bringing. The Russians do have some great artillery pieces. We'll chuck some white phosphorus smoke on it, and as you can see, you can cause things to light on fire with that as well. There's like white phosphorus ball things that come off, so it can be deadly. Next we have the 122mm medium field howitzer, is it? No, we just did that one, sorry. The 122mm M-30 howitzer. Unfortunately, we cannot use this. I can't tell you the range either. I think it's about similar to the other one, so about 300. But it brings 15 high explosive, 5, I think they're yellow phosphorus smoke things as well. So it's just like a long barrel version, but less ammunition with it. But it's a shame we can't put the crew on it, but just won't let me. Then we have the 122mm A19, which is an even longer range variant. This has 15 high explosive and 10 armor piercing anti-tank rounds. I think I've versed them. They're quite effective. They do have about 300 to 400 meters range, maybe more, because I've had them snipe me on Conquest Enhanced. Next, we have the 152mm, which obviously 10 high explosives and 5 armor piercing rounds, I believe they are. Actually, they might be smoke. Yeah, they are smoke rounds. My apologies, phosphorus. This thing's very threatening. 152mm is the same weapon that's on the ISU 152. It will blow the crap out of pretty much anything. You definitely don't want to mess with it. Very effective artillery, long range as well. Think about 400 meters plus. Then we have the 152mm BR2, which is obviously the same gun, but it's on tracks. These things are quite effective when you verse them, but the only bad thing, such a large target, and yeah, they just be a bit careful with them because quite easy for the enemy to see them. They do make a big thing, but they have massive range, I believe 400 meters plus as well. So, and it comes with 10 high explosive rounds. Then we've got the 203mm one, which is 5 high explosive rounds and 1 loaded in. This thing is another super heavy weapon. It'll take out anything. Anything that survives a 203mm would have to be like from the 1970s tank wise. It's an absolute killing machine, as you can see. It's even got a shell loading crane for the shell. That's how big it is. Then we've got the 280mm, the BR5, which is super heavy artillery, absolutely massive heavy mortar. I do believe the Russians still use a 280mm attached to some vehicles. It's obviously more of a mortar, actually like a mortar setup. But yeah, so it's still effective to this modern day. But unfortunately, I can't remember the range, but we cannot use it because for some reason, as you can see, if we get these guys, will they come off their weapon? As you can see, will not let me crew them up. So I don't know what's going on with this, but it's just been a pain. But what we can use is the 305mm coastal artillery gun. This thing is an absolute monster. Comes with 50 rounds. It has a range of, I don't know what the range is, but it's going to be stupidly far. I think it'll probably be bigger than, yeah, it's like 600 meters, is it? Just shy of 700 meters. It's got 2 high explosive rounds loaded in. Let's just go against the heaviest targets we can find. So 1 round. Did that do much damage? Don't think so. Didn't actually hit very well. And let's load the second one. It takes a long time to reload these with 305mm rounds. Let's fire another one. Completely missed. But if you did hit with it, nothing would survive, as you can tell. I may just wait on this video to... It's probably going to take too long to load. Might actually be quicker just to... if we go on to the Russians, let's just do it quickly then. And just spawn another one in. Because it's going to take too long for it to load otherwise. There we go. Spawn another one in and take another shot. This thing should be hitting at this range, really, but we'll fire one off just there. Missed. Alright, we have to aim a bit forward. How about there? There we go. Direct hit. Whoa! It cooked off the Tiger at the side. The Panzer II is crippled, and the Jag Tiger, I believe, is both dead. Let's just check. I'm guessing the one on fire is 100% dead. And that was very powerful. So if you do get to use one of these ever, I don't think you will, but yeah, it's going to completely destroy some things. Anyway, that was the Russian artillery field guns. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about not being able to go through them, but editor's just not doing it today. I don't know. I'm not that apt to editor. Anyway, I hope you found it useful. And we'll be doing the fins next. Obviously, if you've enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a fantastic day.